Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Testing. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, very, very good. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Towcester. We've got a terrific card for you this morning, plus racing to come as well for you a little bit later on tonight as well. Looking forward to that. More details on the later card a little bit later on throughout the morning. Race number one there, the 10:06, everybody, is off in what, round about 7 minutes' time. We're around about 7 minutes away from opening race of the morning. Just to tell you, one absentee on the card today. That's race number 7. The 11:48 the grade is A8. Trap 7 Dunham Charity is out. The reserve is Head It On Bigian. Head It On Bigian runs Trap 7, race number 7 in the 11:48. As you can see, the Greyhounds will be on parade very shortly for our first. The grade is A9. Well, you can see the Greyhounds then are approaching the parade ring for the first, and we can meet them in just a second. Race number 1, 8 runners. The market leader at the moment is Trap 5, Cousin Dupree. More on that in just a second. Let's meet them, shall we, for our first of the morning. By Trap 1 is Stormy Dexter for Mr. A.M. Williams and Heather Dimmock. So here are the Greyhounds then for race number 1. Stormy Dexter in Trap 1 for Mr. A. Williams and Heather Dimmock. In Trap 2 we have Emma's Powell for Mr. Jim Reynolds. Jim Reynolds trains. Trap 3 Capricorn Jill for Mrs. W. Richards. Emma Richards. 4 is Kerry Road Fifi for Mr. P. Cobb. Jim Reynolds. Trap 5 is Cousin Dupree for Mr. Trotter, Mrs. Trotter, Mr. Wallace, Mark Wallace. Trap 6 Santa's Oran is from Milton Keynes Racing Club, Steve Rayner. 7 is Dunham Diesel for Mr. D. Houghton, Jane Houghton. And 8 Blakeville Becky for Johnny's Dave Syndicate and Kevin Hutton. Those are our 8 runners for race number 1. Grade is A9. So as you can see then for race number 1 here at Towcester, the market tells us we've got a favourite in Trap 5 here, Cousin Dupree for Mark Wallace, off the back of some decent efforts, and one of those good efforts in A8 company when 5-2 joint favourite, and was then downgraded to A9 when 5-4 favourite. It's a little bit unfortunate on that occasion, but then back up to A8, so in A9 company again for this Greyhound, 2.5-year-old for Mark Wallace, sure to go well. Trap 5 Cousin Dupree holds a little bit of early pace and will be popular. The market leader for our first of 5-2. So down the car then, Stormy Dexter 6-1, Trap 2 Emma's Powell 5-1 along with Capricorn Jill, also 5-1 Kerry Road Fifi, 5-2 Cousin Dupree, our market leader and pretty warm. 6 is Santa's Orange, 7-1, 7 is Dunham Diesel 4-1, and Blakeville Becky available at 5-1. 5-2 the field, and we've got round about 4 minutes to race number 1. So here are the Greyhounds then. That's Stormy Dexter for Heather Dimmock. Nicely drawn again in the red jacket. Been threatening to win a race for some time now. Quite versatile. Has got the early pace, but normally a little bit sluggish into the corner. But Stormy Dexter, he will be coming off the pace off that final bend. Young enough to improve again. Well, that was Santa's Oran you saw just in picture there. So we're going to look at this little bitch last time out. And she's running from 8 on this occasion and didn't run too badly at all. She was some decent early into the first bend. But you're watching, she goes a little bit wide off the second there where she loses a little bit of momentum. She takes a little while to get stoked up here for Steve Rayner. But she is lightly raced. She's way out of season now. But she's improving with each run. And she could be a decent price today. You can see her. She's on the outside here, Santa's Oran. 8-1. She's good value here at 7-1. And she should be able to pick up again today. Improving with every run for Steve Rayner. Could be good value at 7-1. Santa's Oran just needs to show a little bit better pace to the corner, and she doesn't go so wide. She should go well. As she is currently a 7-1 chance. Lightly raced up the track for Steve Rayner. Could be a big price, 7-1. As far as the market's concerned, it's 6 to 1 trap 1, 5 to 1 trap 2, and 3 and 4. 5 to 2 favourites, steady in 5, 7 to 1 trap 6, 4 to 1 trap 7, and 5 to 1 app trap 8. Now, Dunham Diesel, off the back of a good run last time out for Jane Houghton, was a big price, cracked out the boxes. This is another Greyhound who needs to lead early. She's out of season. She's yet to win since her seasonal break. She should be basically at the top of her game now, but if Dunham Diesel's going to win this, she needs to get into that first bench. She's got a great chance to lead here with 6 and 8 either side, not with the best early pace. Trap 7 should be able to dominate on the wide outside. Okay, everybody, looks as though we're just about to start loading in for race number 1 here at Towcester this morning. The grade is A9. There's 1 minute to the off. 1 minute. So a pretty quiet market for our first of the morning. Trap 5, Cousin Dupre. It's still our 5 to 2 favourite, and we are just about to load up. Loading up, everybody, for race number 1. Going in. So here we go then. Gemma waved the flag for our first on the morning. Race number 1, Trap 5, Cousin Dupre is our 5 to 2 market leader for Mark Wallace. Good luck with your bets. Here we go for race 1, grade A9. And we're racing. One showed good early with 2, 6, 7, 5, 3, 8, and 4 into the first bend, but it's 7. It's Dunham Diesel on the outside. It's going to lead up with 1. Trouble for the favourite there at the back in 5, but it's 7 and nips off the second bend in front of 1, who's there with every chance. Stormy Dexter. 3's in third. Then they go back to 2 and 4 as they go run the penultimate bend. Can 7 keep up the gallop? 1's got a great slipstream on the inner. 3 back in third. Then 2 and 4, but they come off the final bend here. It's 7 trying to grind it out for 1 who's not gone past. 3 back in third, and 7's got plenty in reserve to win this. 7 wins from 3. 1 was third. 7, 3, 1. Dunham Diesel wins for Jane Houghton. We used that early pace and first win since out of season for this little bitch in 7. She was nicely pitched up, wasn't she, on the outside today, inside 6 and 8, and went on to win very nicely indeed, especially as Stormy Dexter had a great run into second. Big run from Capricorn Jill, who stayed on well for Emma Richards, but Dunham Diesel wins in a smart 29.07. 29.07 in our first of the morning. So a really nice performance there from Trap 7 and Dunham Diesel, going on to win well here for 3. 1 back in third place, 7, 3 and 1. And had a really good opportunity to lead today and basically took full advantage of this bitch today. 1 stayed on well. 3's run a cracker here for Capricorn Jill. Will be too long before that one's winning again for Emma Richards. But 7 holding on from 3. 1 back in third. Result confirmed. So smart win there for 7. Dunham Diesel, the winner. Full order was 7:31.24.568. Winning time 2:09.07. Distances 1 1/4, 3/4, 2 1/2, 3/4, 2 1/4, and 1. That was race number 1 on our card. Race number 2 due off at 10:24. That's 10:24 in about 13 minutes time. Just repeating again the non-runner this morning, a little bit later on our card. Trap 7 Dunham Charities coming to season. Header on Biggin is the reserve. Header on Biggin in Trap 7 Dunham Charity in season. That's 11:48 Trap 7. So here we go for race number 2, the Grade A6, the bet with Bet365 stakes. Here are the runners. In truck 1, we have Energized Jack for Mr. and Mrs. Davis, Mott Wallace, 31.9. Truck 2 is Swift Cayley for Mr. McCall, Mrs. McCall, Mott Wallace, 27.2. 3, Dunham Oriole for Mr. D. Houghton, Jane Houghton, 33.9. 4 is Claret Cobbler for Northampton Town FC, Philpott, 30.5. Greencroft Megan 5 for Steve Rayner, 28 dead. 6 Express Tatler for Mr. Richard Yates, 33.7. 7 Dunham Brody for Dave Houghton, Jane Houghton, 31.5. And Copeland Rory in Trap 8 for Mr. Thompson, Kev Hutton, 36.6. So runners on the approach end for race number 2, the grade of A6. We'll be able to check out the market for you in just a second or so ahead of this next race over 480 metres. Down the card, Energized Jack from Mott Wallace is the 3-1 market leader. Track 2, Swift Cayley and 3 Dunham Oriole, both 5-1. 4 Claret Cobbler, 6-1. 5 Greencroft Meg, 7s. 6 Express Tatler, 6-1. 7 Dunham Brody, 4-1. And Copeland Rory in Trap 8, available at 5-1. That's Track 1, Energized Jack, 3-1 market leader for Mott Wallace in the red. So Truck 1, Energized Jack, our market leader here for Mark Wallace. Has been in pretty good form. Has won twice in this grade in the last couple of months, in October and in September. Does hold a bit of early pace. Has got a good draw as well. Can he utilise that draw in Truck 1, Energized Jack for Mark Wallace in red? So grounds on the approach end for race number 2 here. Energized Jack is our market leader at the moment, and going well for Mark Wallace. Found A5 a little bit tough a couple of races back, but well drawn, and first time he's had the red jacket for some time. Well, there is Trap 8 Copeland Rory for Kev Hutton. Let's have a look at Copeland Rory then in action last time out in Trap 8. Ran well actually on the wide outside. You can see goes into the first bend. A little bit done for pace into the corner. He's a big greyhound, this fella, 37 kilos. He takes his time to get going here, but he runs well in the end. Has to switch to the wide outside. You can see he's absolutely massive as he switches to the outside. He's a little bit cumbersome going around the third, but he gets the run eventually and then starts to get into top gear. He's got a good draw again here this morning, Copeland Rory. Should go well on the outside. He plods on to stay on well in the end to finish third. He got beat a length behind Look to the Moon, and he should go close. Just needs to show a little bit more track craft possibly, and into that first bend, if he shows better early pace, Copeland Rory should go well on the outside. He's a decent enough price as well at 5-1. So just about to load up for our next race here. Truck 1 is the 3-1 market leader. This is Energized Jack in the red jacket. So 5-1, 2 and 3, 6-1 Trap 4, 7-1 Trap 5, 6-1 the 6, 4-1 Trap 7, and 5-1 about Trap 8. Dunham Brody and pitched in here for Jane Houghton at 4-1. Downgraded. Will it make the difference here for Dunham Brody? He's been struggling a little bit in A5. Is second in at 4-1. We are just about to load up. Loading up for race number 2. So going in for our second race of the morning, Truck 1 Energized Jack in the red jacket from Mott Wallace, our favourite. So we go for race number 2 then, truck 1. Can it make full usage of that red jacket? Doesn't get it very often for Mark Wallace. Gets it today. See how they get on. Here we go. It's the bunny for race number 2 here at Towcester. And they're away. Well, one got up pretty well with 3, 5, 7, 8, 6, 4 and 2 at the back into the first bend. It's 5 and 7 to lead up. One's trying to get a pitch with 6, 8's on the wide outside, then 3, 2, 4. But down the far side here is Greencroft, Meg and 7. Dunn and Brody lead up together with 1. 8's got a nice position. Then comes 6 and 3. It's anybody's as they go around the third. And it's 7 just edging on now from 5. Then we got 6, 8's one pace as they come off the final bend. And 7's Dunn and Brody for Jane Houghton, downgraded today and works the Oracle. Going to win well. 7 wins from 6 and might have been 8 for third. Just waiting on the judge with 5, but a good win for the 7. 6 second, close third. So a couple of green jacket winners for our first 2 races this morning here at Towcester. It's a nice performance from Dunn and Brody, as we mentioned, been struggling in A5, but working the Oracle with that downgrade today for Jane Houghton. And the time, 28.81, 28.81, the winning time for Dunn and Brody. And confirming 7 to win and Dunn and Brody for Dave and Jane Houghton. Second 6, Express Tatler. Third trap 8, Copeland Rory. Result confirmed 7.68. So good performance in the 7. Showed good early, didn't it, with Greencroft Meg down that far side. Steve Rayner's runner at Bitch in trap 5 has been in good form, but she found it a little bit tough here to keep tabs with 7. And he's really poured it on off the final bend here as Dunn and Brody. 6 has stayed on well. 8 again is plodded on for third place. He's third again here is Copeland Rory. But a nice performance, and it's 2 green jackets in 2 races this morning. So a smart performance there from trap 7. Dunn and Brody, the winner for Dave and Jane Houghton. Full order 7.68, 5.13.42. Distance is 3, 1 3/4, a short head, neck, neck again, 3/4, 1 1/4, winning time 2881, 2881. Race number 3, bet with Paddy Power online and in-shop stakes, due off at 10:43. In about 14 minutes time, the grade is A7. They all go. Race number 3, everybody, is our next Towcester here this morning. The grade is A7. Quickly down the card, Grinkoff Knoll, some weight 31.7. Trap 2, Trakel Star, 25.3. 3, Cherry Aid, 35 dead. 4, Pleen Star, 26.3. 5, Carly Sunset, 28.1. 6, Whizzing Brody, 27.2. 7, Crossfield Hal, 31.6. And 8, Energize Honey is 28.5. That's our runners for race number 3 at Towcester. You'll go. The grade is A7. for race number 3. Race number 3 is the bet with Paddy Power Online at In-Shop Stakes. Let's meet the runners, shall we? Trap 1 is Greencroft Knoll for Steve Rayner. Trap 2 is Trakel Star for Mrs. Wendy Richards, Emma Richards Trains. Trap 3 is Cherry Aid for Mr. M. Smith, Kev Hutton. Trap 4 is Pleen Star for Miss M. Reynolds, Jim Reynolds. Trap 5, Carly Sunset for Mrs. A. Klein, Kevin Hutton. 6, Whizzing Brody for Jim Reynolds. 7 is Crossfield Howe for the Milton Keynes Racing Club, Steve Rayner. 8, Energize Honey for Mr. P. Casimir Roskowski and Mark Wallace. Those are all runners then for race number 3. A7 is the grade. Runners on the approach. So 5 minutes to the off, 5 minutes to the off for race number 3 here. The grade is A7. Let's check out the market, shall we? Down the card. Trap 1, Greencroft Knoll, 5-1. Trakel Star, 6-1. 8-1 is 3, Cherry Aid. Market leaders, Trap 4, Pleen Star, 5-2. 5 is Carly Sunset at 7s. Whizzing Brody fancied at 3-1. 7, Crossfield Howl, 6-1. And Energize Honey is 9-2. So our first 2 races then have gone to the green jacket this morning. 7, 6, 8 in our last race. The race was 7, 3 and 1. Crossfield Hallin 7 here for the Milton Keynes Racing Club and Steve Rayner, market leader. Is Trap 4 Pleen Star here for Jim Reynolds. In good form, as a good winner last time out, albeit in A8 company. And to be fair, this little bitch has been lightly raced over the last few months. Could be more improvement from her. She's got some good early pace. There's a little bit of early, though, on their inside with Cherry Aid for Kev Hutton. But Trap 4 Pleen Star comes into this in good form off the back of a 29.18 last time out. 5-2 the field. So you can see the runners on the approach for race number 3. A7 is the grade and Pleen Star is our market leader. Just going through your picture now. Well, this is Trap 7 here, Crossfield Howe for the Milton Keynes Racing Club for Steve Rayner. Hasn't run in too badly, hasn't won since winning back in this grade on October the 7th. Will the downgrade make all the difference over this for this grounded 7? Crossfield Howe, let's have a look. Bit of an easier race, I think, for this one today, Trap 7, Crossfield Howe. And this is last time out, didn't run too badly. Went into the first bend with a decent pitch. But you can see he got hit sideways. There was all for trouble in behind. But they came off the second bend here. Was in a decent enough position down that far side. But you expect a little bit more from this ground. Really likes to lead, if possible, into that first bend. Able to dictate here, Trap 7, Crossfield House should go well. Possibly a little bit of easier race for it this time, maybe, with the price currently around about second in. But you can see, didn't run too badly at all on that occasion. Finishing third behind Ribble Ghost. There he is, 6-1. And she shows that usual early pace to the corner. Should get involved here. Crossfield Howe for Steve Rayner on the wide outside. Our market leader, though, Trap 4, Pleen Star. Well fancied here at 5-2 as a clear favourite. Interested at Whizzing Brody in Trap 6 for Jim Reynolds. Jim's other runner here, there's a 7-2 chance, so that's at Whizzing Brody. Again, been a little bit unlucky. Recently came down in grade last time out, got hammered at the first bend. But that could make the difference here, Trap 6 for this little fella. And she's been a little bit unlucky the last few races. Last time she won was the back end of September in this grade, but Trap 6, another chance for Jim Reynolds, possibly with a chance of the 1-2 here, maybe on the forecast. Carly Sunset getting a nice rub down from her handler for Kev Hutton. He's recently come off trials and who knows, could improve again. Got up to win in lower company back on the 11th of November. Okay, we're going in, everybody. Going in for race number 3. Trap 4, Pleen Star for Jim Reynolds is the market leader. Loading up for our next. So Gemma just about to check them over for race number 3. The grade A's at A7. Our favourite in trap 4, Play and Start. Well, here we go. The race at number 3. The grade A7. Jim Reynolds 4 and 6 are the market leaders here. Bunny's on the approach. There we go. 6 showed good early with 2, 5, 3, 4, 7 and 8. 1 at the back into the first bend, and 2 Trakel Stars going to get on the inside of 6. 1 was badly hampered at the rear, but it's 2, 6 to lead up. 8's got a great posse on the outside. 4's improving, and they go back to 7, but down the far side then. And it's 8, Energized Honey, possibly getting the run of the race to lead up with 4, 2 and 6 in behind. There's trouble, and Energized Honey here, who's a winner last time out in lower grade for Mark Wallace, has pulled away. 6 and second, 4, 7 stays on from the back, but a go towards the line here, and 8's blitzes and wins very nicely indeed. 6, 7, and was the 1, 2, 3. 8, 6, 7. It's the wide runners so far this morning. Eight, 6 and 7 confirmed then. Well done to Energized Honey, owned by Mr. Casimir Marokasinski and Mark Wallace. 6 was second, 7 back in third. 8, 6, 7. Winning time 2, 8, 9, 9. So it's a good run, isn't it, for Trap 8. Had a nice make-up on the wide outside here, Energized Honey. It was about halfway at the pickup down the sow. It picked it up here into the third bend, just about now, and it started to pull away here. A little bit of trouble helped its cause between the 2, 4 and the 6 there. 7 stayed on Crossfield Howe. Good performance in that one this morning, but Trap 8, Energized Honey, makes it a quick double and wins well here for Mott Wallace. 6 second, 7 back in third. Wide runners dominating this morning here at Towcester. So nice win there for Energized Honey. The full order was 8, 6, 7, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. Distances were 3.5, 1, 2 1/4. A short head ahead, 1 and 3. Winning time 28.99, 2, 8, Race number 4 due off at 10:58 in 10 minutes' time. So here we go with race number 4 coming up, A8 the grade. Here are the runners in the trap 1. We have Mad About Johnny for the Georgian Horn, Jean Lars 33.3. Trap 2 is Dinner Jackpot for TDC Global Investors, Jim Reynolds 32.5. Trap 3 is Dunbar Linda for Georgian Goals, Go and Get Them, Jean Lars 25.2. Trap 4 is Eglinton for Jim Reynolds 27.8. 5 is Faster Than Vardy, Mr. C. Brown, Hazel Kemp 32.7. 6 Header on Carl for Mrs. Wendy Richards, Emma Richards 35.6. 7 is Crossfield Joey for Little Bag of Sweets, Steve Rayner 32.8. And 8 Saffron's Honey for Mark Wallace, Greyhound Racing Club, that's Mark Wallace 36.7. Whereas on the approach to race number 4, the grade is A8. So runners then coming out to the track then for race number 4. Here they are. There's trap 3, Dunbar Linda. Market leader is Eglinton last time we looked. Okay, let's have a look at Dunbar Linda then, shall we? And away we go into that first bend she went, and didn't exactly show a terrific place into the early first bend, but she runs a blinder here, and she comes off the second in about 5th place. She's got a little bit of luck there with 7 and 6 colliding, but she went down that far side here for Jean Lars with every chance here. Needs to just check out though, because like I say, she needs the room. Got the squeeze there on 3, then looked to pick up 5 off the final bend here, and it's off the final bend, Dunbar Linda, and then comes through to take it up, but just gets done on the line by 5 who rallied. 5 beat 4 on the end, but there's a good run here from Dunbar Linda for Jean Lars, and that second ahead behind Ballybolt Bolt. Twice this one's been beaten a short head recently, and well, she's getting in the her prime now. What has she run? About 5 over 4.5 years old, nearly, Dunbar Linda, but she's holding her form very nicely, and she should go well. Beaten ahead last time out. There's currently a decent price as well at 4 to 1. Our market leader, though, is Eglinton, but we've already seen from our first 3 races so far this morning that the wide runners have been the ascendancy here. Trap 6, 7 and 8, all 6 to 1 chances. 1 minute to the off, everybody. 1 minute to the off. That's Faster Than Vardy. It's been really well. It lacks a little bit of early pace, this little fella for Hazel Kemp. And that's the problem that he's had recently. He was only a baby, though. He's got lots of scope. February 2016, son of Blackstone Jean and Faster Than Vardy. If he puts in a decent break for a change, he could go close. Needs to sharpen up that trapping, though, into the first bend. 5 to 1. That's trap 8 then, Saffron's Honey. He rode well for Mark Wallace in this grade last time out. Again, it's pitched up, and is there a bias on the outside? Well, we'll find out here, because the wide runners are going well this morning. But the fancied runners here tend to be in the middle here, 3 and 4. So Gemma just about to check them over. There we go for race number 4. Market leaders are 3, Dunbar Linda, and 4, Eglinton. Racing, 3 got up well, but came across 6, 2, 4. Then we got 8 and 7 on the white side. 5 and 1 are struggling, but into the first bend, it's 3 who leads up. But here comes 6 and 8. 4's well there. The rest are struggling at the back of the field. Is 5. But down the far side, Dunbar Linda, who got done ahead last time out, leads up with 6. Head it on Carl. Get back to 8 in third. So go on the third bend in 3. Hanging tough here at the moment from 6 in second. 8 back in third. 1 stays on for place at best, but they come off the final bend. Dunbar Linda is going to go on and win well this morning. She gets her just reward. 3 wins it from 6. 1 was third. 3-6-1. Nice performance, well into Georgian Coles and go and get them for Jean Lars. Dunbar Linda gets just rewards. I thought possibly she should have won last time out, but she's run a blinder here and does it very nicely indeed in the end. 3-6-1 is confirmed. 3-6 and 1. Well, she really smashed the boxes, didn't she? She sort of coursed the hair out the boxes as well, but she went into the first bend with a good lead here, trap 3, Dunbar Linda. A 6 in pursuit in second. And the ground who really has run well here is Mad About Johnny. He's absolutely flown. He's in good form for Jean Lyles. So she's had a first and third here. Split by Emma Richards, had it on Carl. Again, he's put up a good performance, running well this ground at the moment. But 3, Dunbar Linda, managing to hold on. One stayed on well for third. 3, 6 and 1 in race number 4. So the full order of finish was 3, 6, 1, 8, 5, 2, 4, 7. Distances were 2 1/4, 2 1/4, half, neck, 2 1/4, 1 3/4, and a deer distance there. 28.86. Hopefully at trap 7, Crossfield Joey is okay for Steve Rayner there. go for race number 5, which is coming up next. Here are the runners for this S3 event over 686 metres. Trap 1 is Land Down Under for Mrs. Wendy Richards, Emma Richard trains. Trap 2 is Coral Bound for K. Sarah Sarah, that's Jonathan Blencoe. 3 is Zero Folks for Mr. Kev Hutton, Kevin Hutton trains. Trap 4 is Roseville Boat for the From the Cloud Syndicate, Richard Yates. Trap 5 is Dress Code for Mr. M. Lowther, Steve Rayner. 6 is QS Crom for Mrs. Clark, Mr. Cobb, Jim Reynolds. 7 is Union Pride for Union in Plimpton, Mark Wallace. And 8, Some Courage for Mr. and Mrs. Roberts, Stephen Roberts. Runners on the approach for race number 5. The grade is S3. So 3 minutes to off, everybody. 3 minutes to off for race number 5 here at Towcester this morning. So you can see the runners on the approach end for our next race here. Race number 5, S3 is the grade. So you can see the market leader as well. It's pretty warm in trap 6 is QS Crom from Jim Reynolds. Off the back of a good win in this grade. Found S2 a little bit tough last time up behind Poison Ivy when a 10-1 chance, but very much more familiar in the grade here. 42.10 puts this in with a great chance to win here. Is warm. Let's have a look at Roseville Bolt then, and running from trap 1 on this occasion. It goes in trap 4 tonight, or this morning I should say, but the last time we saw this Greyhound run was back on the 18th of November. Wasn't a bad run actually from Roseville Bolt. Ran really, really well here for Richard Yates, because he's in a nice position with the circuit to go, but still had a lot of running to do. You can see he's checking around the 3rd and 4th bends there, but really starting to sprout wings down that far side, Roseville Bolt, and didn't get beat too far in the end. And so went into that penultimate bend, and trap 5 was bowling along in front and doing it nicely. This is QS Crom on this occasion, so these two go head-to-head again. And off the final bend, well, they thought this little brindle fella, personally I did, was going to get there in the end, but he didn't quite. Trap 5 just holding on for 1. That was a good performance from Roseville Bolt. Can he turn the tables on the 6? Anything for what 4 is. It's his first run in a couple of weeks for Richard Yates. And there is Roseville Bolt for Richard Yates. Should go well. Trainer's got this ground back in some decent form as well after going lame in September. Trap 6 though, could say is 4's nemesis. There he is. Was in good form. Found S2 just a little bit tough, so I think the racing team up here in the stewards box did the right thing in downgrading this little bitch. She's at the top of her game. So just about to load here. How about Union Pride then for Mark Wallace? I think this Greyhound's got a little bit of a squeak here. Admittedly is upgraded from S4. Always difficult to win when upgraded, but she's been in season. She's finally showing some decent form, this little bitch, and she ran really, really well last time out, 42.46. If she can find another length or two for Mark Wallace, she's young enough to improve at 2.5 years old. Who knows? On the outside in trap 7 at 7-1. Could be a bit of value for Union Pride. Going in, everybody, going in for race number 5. We're loading up. It's an S3 event over 686 metres. And trap 6, QS Crom, this warm favourite here for Jen Reynolds. And we're loading up for our next. Okay, we go then for race number 5 here at Towcester. Over 686 metres. S3 is the grade. Market leader, trap 6. Away we go then. 2 smash the boxes with 5, 6. Then we got 8, 7, 4, 1 and 3 into the first bender. 2's on the bunny here with 6 and 5. Then comes 8 and get back to 7 is trying to improve. 4, 3 and 1. But they come off the second and the blue jacket dominates. Coral Bound. out in front. 6 got a nice position in second, though. Then comes 8, 5, 7's trying to improve. Then 3, 4, and 1's tailed off. But down the far side they go. And there's 2 still out in front here from 6. They go back to 8, 7 on the premises as they go into the penultimate bend in the blue jacket. Really grinding it out at the moment from 6. Then comes 4, 7, and 8. 4 trying to stand but finds traffic as they come off the final bend here. And Coral Bound, who's been running well for John Blenko without winning, is out in front. This one's going to win today. 8's really sprouting wings to 6. 7's running on at the death, but 2 wins well. 8 was second, and 6 looks to be third. Result confirmed, win for trap 2, Coral Bound for K. Sarah for John Blenko. Second, trap 8, Some Courage. Third, 6, Skewers Crom. Nice performance on the blue jacket. Result confirmed, 286, winning time, 4-2, 1-3. So you have to say that was an impressive performance, wasn't it, for Coral Bound, for K. Sarah and John Blenko. The winning time was 42.13. Full order was 2.86.74531. Distances 3 1/4, 1 neck, 3/4, 1 3/4 head, and a neck. And our next race, everybody, due up in about 9 minutes' time. 9 minutes' time, the grade is A10. Again, they all go. can see the Greyhounds on parade then for race number 6. The grade is a 10 over 480 metres. Here we go then. Trap 1 has got your socks on for Mr. R and Mrs. R. Kuhn as Jean Lars. 2 is Run Buddy Run for Mrs. Wendy Richards, Emma Richards. Trap 3 is Broxbourne Flyer for the Rip Jim Syndicate, Emma Richards. 4 is Black Kanaska for Mr. P. Cobb, Jim Reynolds. 5 is Armchair Nasher for Armchair Owners, Paul Philpott. 6 is Dunham Capri for Mr. Dave Houghton, Jane Houghton. 7 is Pure Prudence for Jim Reynolds. And 8 is Mina Gem for Dave and Jane Houghton. Those are our 8 runners for race number 6. The grade is A10. Let's look at the market, shall we? We can see down the card. Trap 1, got your socks on. And Run Buddy Run, about 7 to 1. Trap 3, Broxbourne Flyer, our market leader for Emma Richards. 8 to 1 for Black Kanaska. 6 to 1, Armchair Nasher. 6 is Dunham Capri at 4 to 1. 7, Pure Prudence, 7 to 2. And Mina Gem in Trap 8, available at 6 to 1. Runners on approach for race number 6. Well, the market leader here, Trap 3, Broxbourne Flyer for Emma Richards. Come off the back of some decent sprints recently. Wasn't beaten too far last time out in a Tay Company and is the market leader at 5 to 2. We're going to look at one of the runners, though, coming up next. The one in picture. Yeah, it's the Brindle in Trap 2 here. Emma Richards, Run Buddy Run. This is Run Buddy Run then. Back on the 21st of November, again ran from the blue jacket. Didn't run too badly. A little bit unlucky into the first bend, you could argue, but got the rare just in behind 4 just to check out. But a little bit one pace down that far side. Really, ideally, I think we'd like to see Emma Richards' Run Buddy Run out in front at the first bend to show his best form. Did stay on well at the death here, Trap 2, but just needs to sharpen up that little bit of early pace into the first corner to try and get competitive. Downgraded, though, could work the Oracle for the 2-dog. And currently a decent price as well. So Run Buddy Run then, if he sharpens up that early pace, is downgraded. That's a big positive for 2. Should go well. Big price. There he is, 7 to 1. Two minutes to the offer, everybody. 2 minutes. That's Trap 3, Broxbourne Flyer, as you mentioned. It just comes sprinting. And run too badly in D4 Company. Didn't run too badly last time out either. Was only a 3 to 1 chance when going down by 4 3/4 lengths last time out. That's Trap 5, Armchair Nasher for Paul Philpott. Had to have a trial after taking a nasty tumble at the back in the 11th of November. Glad to say it was okay. Decent enough trial as well on the sprint of 15.87. Another one who's technically downgraded today. Needs to show a wee bit better early pace into the first bend. That's Trap 5. Hopefully he'll get a clear run today. Armchair Nasher. So down the card, it's 7 to 1, 1 and 2, 5 to 2 favourite 3, 8 to 1, 4, 6 to 1, 5, 4 to 1, 6, 7 to 2, 7, and 6 to 1 Trap 8. That's Trap 7, Pure Prudence. A terrific early pace. This little bitch in Trap 7 here for Jim Reynolds. Running well. She's 4 years old, but she continues to enjoy her racing. Got terrific early. Trap 7, loading up. So just about ready here for our 6th race of the morning, everybody. The grade is A10. Market leaders, Trap 3, Broxbourne Fly. Again, Gemma waves the flag. Here we go. Race 6 on the card here. Trap 3, Broxbourne Flyer, market leader. Look out for the early pace of Trap 7, Pure Prudence. Where we go. Well, 2 got up well with 5. There comes 7, 8, 3, 6 and 4s at the back into the first bend. And 5's going to lead up here. Armchair Nasher out in front with 2. Then 6 and 7, 1, 8, 3 and 4 are struggling. Off the second bend and 5. Been off the track after getting a nasty tumble about 3 weeks ago. Suddenly going well here on the bunny. 2's in second with 1. Then we got 6. So they come off the final bend here. And Armchair Nasher for Paul Philpott's really putting this to bed. Downgraded today and is absolutely blitzing home. Nice performance. 1 in second. But 5 beat 1. And for third, staying on, was Trap 3. Well, great to see trap 5 then running such a good ratio, Armchair Nasher. Took a nasty tumble a couple of weeks back and has had absolutely no luck at all. But the downgrade working the oracle for poor Philpott's little bitch, and she's running an absolute cracker. 29.22, 29.22, led all the way. Well done to the connections then for the Armchair owners. Really banged the lids, didn't he, trap 5? 2 showed good early pace as well, run buddy run, but it was 5 who flew to the corner here and really took off down that far side. And the further they went, the further this little Greyhound's gone on to win. 3's run really well for the back of the field, Broxbourne Flyer, but 5 had absolutely no luck in the last few weeks for Emma Richards, but for Paul Philpott, I should say, and it's gone on to win very nicely. Do you see Emma Richards run buddy run, just starting to real toil in second as 1 passed it. 3 finished it extremely well on the wide outside, Broxbourne Flyer. But a nice win for 5, 1 second, 3 third. Result confirmed, 5-1-3. So a smashing performance there from Armchair Nasher for the Armchair owners of Paul Philpott. The full order 5-1-3, 2-8-7, 6-4. Distance is 4 1/4, 2 3/4, neck, 1 3/4, neck, 2 3/4, and 1. Winning time 29.22. 29.22. Our next race, everybody, race number 7, Trap 7, Dunham Charity, found to be in season. Reserve goes in, head it on Biggin in Trap 7. That's our next, due off at 11.48. Horses on parade for race number 7. The grade is A8. Just a quick reminder, trap 7, Dunham Charity in season. Reserve in 7 is Head On Big Ian. Right, they're just about to come on parade. Here we go. Let's meet them, shall we? Trap 1 is Unlikely Zach here for Mr. R. Liddington. Rob Liddington trains 29.5. Trap 2 is Knockadoon Mole for Jim Reynolds, 27.4. Trap 3, Knock Road Chimes, again for Jim Reynolds, 26.8. 4 is Ballylock Rian for Mrs. D. Williams, Hazel Kemp, 26.2. 5 is Dunham Faith, Dave and Jane Houghton, 26.6. 6 is Nippy Bell for George and Coles, Go and Get Them, Jean Lars, 25.3. Then we got the reserve here. This is Head It On Big Ian for Mrs. Emma Richards. And trap 8 is Greencroft Tyson for Steve Rayner, 31.8. Those are our 8 runners for race number 7. We're on the approach. Four minutes to the off, everybody. 4 minutes to the off to race number 7. So down the card then, trap 1 is Likely Zach for Rob Liddington, 7-1. Trap 2 is Knockadoon Mole at 7-2. Trap 3, Knock Road Chimes, 5-1. Trap 4, Ballylock Rian, 4-1. 5 is Dunham Faith at 5s. 6 is Nippy Bell for Jean Lars, our market leader at 3s. Reserve in 7, Head It On Big Ian, 6-1. And Greencroft Tyson in trap 8, an 8-1 chance. As you can see, Gemma's taking the runners to the far side then. Well, our market leader for this one, as the runners come across the track, is trap 6 here, Nippy Bell. Off the back of a good run last time out for Jean Lard's bitch in trap 6 here, where she's over, just over 4 years old. And continues to run well, though, running it down by, a length and 3/4 behind Play and Star last time out. It's got a nice turn of early foot into the first bend, and we'll be looking to utilise that into the corner. That's our market leader, Nippy Bell, in trap 6, currently 3-1. Well, there is trap 8, Greencroft Tyson looking at the moment for Stephen Rayner. Been in the doldrums a little bit of late, so needs to show a little bit better early pace into the corner to try and get involved here. Steve Rayner's at Greencroft Tyson. Currently 8-1 in the 8 box, and able to win this. Needs to try and dictate from the front. That's trap 5, Dunham Faith for Jane Houghton. Been beaten a long way in its last 2 spins. Wasn't a bad run back on the 11th of November when showing some good early pace in this grade. And then was made favourite next to out, but disappointed. Another one who needs to lead. Has got a good 4.14, 4.16 and 4.17 split to the line here. Trap 5, Dunham Faith. Got a good chance of leading. Trap 6, Nippy Bell, still our 3-1 market leader. Some rather fetching pleated jackets for Jim Reynolds runners here. Knockadoon Mole and 3 Knock Road Chimes as they're just about to load up. There's trap 6 as our market favourite. Another one who needs to try and lead here. So 5 and 6 are really the early pace greyhounds into this first bend. There's Greencroft Tyson. Currently 8-1, but it's still betting 3-1 the field. It's then 7-2, trap 2, Knockadoon Mole, who won last time out for Jim Reynolds in A9 company. It's got the upgrade today. There's Unlikely Zach for Rob Liddington. First time he's had the red jacket in a competitive race in September for trap 1, Unlikely Zach. Young enough to improve, just turned 2 back in August. Okay, everybody, we're going in for race number 7, where Nippy Bell is the market leader at 3-1. Reserve in 7, Head It On Big Ian. So Gemma's just about to check them over for race 7. So here we go then, Nippy Bell in trap 6, our market leader at 3-1 for Jean Lyles. Bunny's on the approach for race number 7 here at Towcester this morning. There we go, we're 8's banged out with 3 and 5, then 4, 6, 7, 2 and 1. Who's going to make the corner? They're going to go up in a heap here, and likely to be trouble in behind. 7, 6 are badly hampered. It's 3, Knockrow Chimes has come out in front with 2. They go back to 4, 5, 1, 6, 8 and 7 all struggling at the moment. Run into the penultimate bend with 3 and 2. Jim Reynolds 1, 2 at the moment. 4 back in third as they come off the final bend, but Knockrow Chimes trying to grind this out here from 2. 4 back in third as they go towards the line, and it's 3 out leading here from Kennemate in second. It's going to be a 3, 2 and maybe 8 for third. 1, 2 for Jim Reynolds, 3 Knockrow Chimes beat 2 Knockadoo Mole, maybe 8 for third. Result confirmed, a 1, 2 for Jim Reynolds, 3 Knockrow Chimes for Jim, second trap 2 Knockadoo Mole, third 8 Greencroft Tyson, that's 3 to 8, winning time 2927, 2927. That's a really good run here for Knockrow Chimes and Knockadoo Mole. I think the unlucky Greyhound with a shadow of a doubt here is the 8 Greencroft Tyson. He's come back to form. He was badly hampered off the first 2 bends, but 3 bowling along in front, been threatening to win a race for a little while now for Jim. But it's got just shuts the door on the Kennemate Knockadoo Mole into second. Round the third bend, and 2 is looking to make it a quick double. Eye-catching run from the third, the 8 dog Greencroft Tyson. He's run an absolute blinder to get up for third place. But 3 wins, 2 second, 8 third, and a 1-2 for Jim. So an excellent performance there from track 3, Knockrow Chimes. Full order was 3, 2, 8, 4, 6, 7, 1 and 5. Distances 1.5, 1 1/4. Ahead, 1, 3 3/4. A short head, 1 1/4. Winning time 29.27. Our final race of the morning is due off at 12.04. A8 the grade, they all go. The grade is A9, and that's due off in round about 13 minutes time. everybody, for our final race of the morning. It's race number 8. It's A9, the grade here, over 480 metres. So let's meet the runners again, shall we? Well, truck 1 is Head It on Sandy for Mrs. Wendy Richards and Emma Richards, 24.7. All right, Wendy, you want me to go again, do you, love? Okay, Head It on Sandy, Trap 1 for Wendy Richards, Emma Richards, 24.7. Trap 2 is Ballylark M for Mrs. D. Williams, Hazel Kemp, 25.7. Trap 3, Karma Chameleon for the Old Belgale Syndicate, Jim Reynolds, 27.2. 4, Greencroft Ed for Mr. Stephen Rayner, 32.1. 5, Unlikely Diva for Mr. Crichton, Jean Lars, 24.5. 6, Shoemakers Jack for George and Coles Go and Get Them, Jean Lars, 32.2. 7 is Merlot for Jim Reynolds, 24.6. And 8, Greencroft Kelly for Steve Rayner, 28.3. Those are runners for race number 8. The grade is A9. Okay, let's check out the market, shall we, for race number 8, the final race of the morning. Just a quick reminder, obviously, everybody, we race tonight at 7:30. Cracking card to look forward to a little bit later on this evening. And we can check out the market for this final race of the morning coming up next. The grade is A9. Well, down the card, Truck 1, Head It on Sandy for Emma Richards, 7-1. On 4-1, you got Truck 2, Ballylark M, Karma Chameleon and Greencroft Ed. 8-1 is 5, Unlikely Diva. 5-1, Shoemakers Jack. Merlot in 7 is 6-1. The market leader in Trap 8 is Greencroft Kelly at 3-1. Well, see the camera then pans in on Greencroft Kelly for Steve Rayner, who's our 3-1 market leader here this morning. We can watch Greencroft Kelly in action. This is back on the 25th of November. It showed good early pace, as you can see, into the first bend here, but didn't make the corner and gets pushed sideways off the second bend. Runs very, very wide off the second there and goes back into 4th place. Greencroft Kelly. It's well drawn though in Trap 8. I think this one will suit a little bit more here. Just gets done for toe off the final bend. Eventually finishes back in 6th place behind Energized Honey, who's in good form. But that was Trap 7. But Greencroft Kelly got a decent draw here today on the wide outside in Trap 8. And if able to make the corner, has to go well here for Steve Rayner. Young enough to improve at 2.5 years old, this bitch in Trap 8. And she's our market leader. There she is, currently 3-1. It's all about the early pace, isn't it, for Greencroft Kelly. Trap 7, Merlot, just one other picture. There's a very, very fetching jacket as well there for Merlot, Jim Reynolds runner. And Jim's got some cracking jackets for his Greyhounds. And just, again, she's just turned 2, this little bitch in Trap 7, Merlot. And another one who really needs to try and dictate from the front. Have to go back to early September, last time she ran her best race. Cracking out the boxes. 4:11 sectional does suggest that she can lead these into the first bend by a length or so. That's Trap 7, 6-1 chance, Merlot. Let's picture Trap 1 there. Head It on Sandy for Wendy. And can it utilise this draw? Got the red jacket. She should help. It's got decent, 1 or 2 decent sprints to her name as well. Trap 1, Head It on Sandy. But the market leader is Trap 8, Greencroft Kelly, for our final race of the morning. It's 3-1 the field. Loading up, everybody, going in. So here we go, everyone. Last chance this morning to get your bets on for race number 8. Last one's going forward. We're back here a little bit later on for an excellent card tonight at 7:30. So Gemma, for the final time this morning anyway, is checking them over. Favourite in Trap 8 for Steve Rayner. Okay, here we go then for the final race in Towcester this morning. Race number 8, Trap 8, Greencroft Kelly, our market leader in the black and yellow. Away we go then. 8 stepped up poorly. 2 leads up with 1. 6 showing gears. Then 6, 7, 3, 4, 8 on the wide outside. 5 at the back. But they come off the second. Ballylark M's out leading here for Hazel Kemp. Out in front. 6 in second. I go back to 8 is improving. Then comes 1, 7. 4, 5 and 3 all struggling, but around the penultimate bend in trap 2, trying to shut the door on 6 and does so. 8's back in third as they come off the final bend. It's Ballylarkham here for Hazel Kemp out in front and pulling away now from 6. 4 staying on the back from the far side, but 2's going to win it. 2 wins from 6 and 4 was third. 2, 6, 4. Ballylarkham the winner for Hazel Kemp. So well done for your back trap 2, 6 for second, 4 back in third. It's the 1, 2, 3 winning time 29.31, 29.31. Well done to Mrs. D. Williams and Hazel Kemp. Ballylarkham winning the last race of the morning.